Hello, all you wonderful people, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Today's video is about the ancient Sanskrit language. We will go over a bit of information and history at first, then we will listen to some. I hope you enjoy. Sanskrit is a classical language, belonging to the Indo-Aryan branch of the Indo-European languages. After its ancestors' languages spread there from the northwest in the late Bronze Age, it emerged in South Asia. The sacred language of Hinduism, the language of traditional Hindu philosophy, and the language of historical texts from Buddhism and Jainism are all written in Sanskrit. It served as a connecting language between ancient and medieval South Asia. When Hindu and Buddhist culture spread to Southeast, East, and Central Asia in the early medieval period, it became a language of high culture of the political elites in some of these areas. Sanskrit consequently had a profound influence on the languages of South Asia, Southeast Asia, and East Asia, particularly on their formal and learned vocabularies. In general, Sanskrit denotes a number of old Indo-Aryan language varieties. The Rig Veda, a collection of 1,028 hymns, written between 1500 BC and 1200 BC by Indo-Aryan tribes migrating east from what is now Afghanistan through northern Pakistan and into northwest India, contains the oldest of these languages, Vedic Sanskrit. Vedic Sanskrit interacted with the existing prehistoric languages of the subcontinent, picking up the names of new plants and animals. The prehistoric Dravidian languages also had an impact on Sanskrit's phonology and syntax. The term Sanskrit can also be used to refer more specifically to classical Sanskrit, a refined and standardized grammatical form that first appeared in the middle of the first millennium BC and was codified in the most thorough ancient grammar, the Adhyaya of Pini. Klaidzsa, the greatest dramatist in Sanskrit, wrote in classical Sanskrit, which is also where the principles of modern arithmetic were first laid out. Though roughly contemporaneous with classical Sanskrit, the two major Sanskrit epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, were written in a variety of oral storytelling registers known as Epic Sanskrit, which was spoken in northern India between 400 BC and 300 C. Sanskrit stopped being taught as a first language, became tradition, bound over the ensuing centuries, and eventually ceased to be a living language. The inclusion of Sanskrit in the Constitution of India's 8th Schedule of Languages recognizes its status, role, and place in India's cultural heritage. Sanskrit is not spoken as a first language in India, despite efforts at revival. Several thousand people have claimed Sanskrit as their mother tongue in each of India's most recent decennial censuses, but the figures are believed to reflect a desire to match the language's status. Since ancient times, Sanskrit has been taught in conventional gurukulas, and it is still widely taught in secondary schools today. The Banari Sanskrit College, established in 1791 under East India Company rule, is the oldest Sanskrit institution. Sanskrit is still frequently used in Hindu and Buddhist hymns and chants as a ceremonial and ritual language. Now here's what Sanskrit sounds like.
स्वतन्त्राः समुत्पन्नाः वर्तन्ते अपि च गौरवदृशा अधिकारदृशा च समानाः एव वर्तन्ते एते सर्वे चेतना तर्कशक्तिभ्यां सुसम्पन्नाः सन्ति.
Thank you so much for watching. We love and appreciate you all. If you can like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to us. Have a wonderful day.